Hello everyone and welcome to the last round today for YCS Milan 2019. It's been a great day so far, lots of great duels, and we've got one more for you before we close it out and we bring the best of the best back for tomorrow. Our first contestant, Iodice, representing Italy. Sorry man, come on in. So tell me, what is this mat? What is this mat exactly?
This is my birthday present, so this is me, and me.
I gotta say, that's pretty unique. How are you feeling about your tournament so far?
I'm great. I'm pretty tired, but I'm great. I feel good.
Are you feeling confident for this match?
I hope so, yes.
Okay, I believe in you. You've got that eye. You're like, I believe that. Grab your seat, and we'll grab your opponent. Sven-Ole, do you want to come on in? How are you doing today?
Quite good.
Are you feeling ready for this match?
Yes.
How's the rest of your tournament going? Pretty well?
Yes. I'm X1.
You have to give me something here, buddy. Come on. So, what's been the toughest match today?
The one I lost.
Fair enough. Please take your seat, buddy. Let's just get into this. I think that's going to be a bit easier. All right, guys. We got our casters for one last time today. Farfa and Tom. Guys, please take it away.
So the hardest match was the one he lost.
That is
understandable.
It's just the correct response, really, isn't it?
The one I lost.
Well, I mean, obviously, because if it was easier, he would have won it, and he won all of his other ones, right?
Yeah. But he is piloting a Thunder list.
A Thunder list? Yeah, it's a bit like...
Is it budget? I think we were trying to figure out if it's a budget list or not, because there's one separate.
List, I don't think.
It's a 49-card Thunder combo list with Draconets, the World Chalice, Shenanigans, a bunch of dangers and things like that.
So no Sekker's Light this time. Instead, he's opting to run a package of spells, Allure of Darkness, Signet Mining, Gold Sarcophagus, and Reinforcement of the Army, alongside Guard Dragon and Ravine, that Robin was also running.
It reminds me a lot about Herman's list when he first piloted this 2 events ago, or... Maybe even before that.
All the crazy and then all the good spells rather than Sekker's Light.
Now, the other deck, however...
we didn't even expect... This was even crazier than we expected.
It's...
How would you describe it?
I saw... Okay, so the first monster on the deck list. By the way, credit to Iodice.
I think he called him Madolce. It sounded like Madolce. I was like, what's going on
I don't know why these Madolce references keep following me. I apologize. I promise it's not on purpose. But anyway, Iodice here. The first card, by the way, his deck list is typed immaculately. Look at this. Yeah. Typed out.
Typed out. But
you know when it's a printed out PDF?
So yeah, the only thing we saw was Gren Marju.
Yeah.
And we were thinking, okay, it's the Gren Marju deck. It's quite cool. We've seen it before, though.
Yeah.
But this...
Danger, attack for game.
Yeah, exactly. This is not your ordinary Gren Marju.
Yeah, it's Gren Marju.
Should we leave it as a surprise? I mean, like...
I think I just spoiled it.
We just spoiled it. There are a number of... there are 14 traps in his deck.
Yeah, 14. That's... I don't think that's enough, honestly.
Solemn cards, Solemn Judgments. I mean, what a guy. I've wanted to run a deck with Solemn Judgment in it for a while, and he's just going for it.
I feel like if you're going 3 and 3 Solemns, you might as well just go all the way and throw
just
a warning in there.
Yeah, that's too many life points. You just run out of life points.
Think of the ultimates.
Yeah, that's true. They can all be... Can Solemn Judgment be ultimate? I don't know.
Must be. Is it?
I have no idea.
I feel like that's a thing.
It's definitely Ghost.
Okay, but the thing that I did want to point out, I saw this card. The first card written on this deck list says Fairy Tale, and I was like,
it's not Snow?
Isn't that card banned? But it's Luna, and then I remembered, oh, that's that card that like bounces a card, but your opponent can negate it if they send a card with the same name or something.
We'll find out.
But he's playing one Sephir, so hypothetically, the one Sephir could be bounced, and he will be able to...
Maybe he'll try it on. Maybe he'll try it on.
He only managed to pull one from his sneak peek. God.
But anyway, yeah, we can have a little look at the deck breakdowns and the country breakdowns now. So what I quite like to do is contrast the round 1 to round 8 for the deck and country breakdowns.
Have we got it up? There we go. Okay, so country is Italy. Surprisingly, at the end of
I mean, it is pretty shocking that at the round 1, you know, this YCS Milan.
Italians came to the Italian YCS.
I mean, normally it's just Germans everywhere.
Yeah?
Every event I've been, it's always just Germans, but no. Surprisingly, in their own country, the Italians are more popular.
I was expecting a lot more people from Luxembourg, personally.
Yeah? They're not even there. They're in the other category.
Yep.
Well, poor showing. We saw a couple of Swiss people in our feature, and there they are. There's actually more people from Switzerland than the United Kingdom. That does surprise me, actually. I'm surprised to see Switzerland in 4th.
I guess in the United Kingdom, they're just not super big on their traveling to
Italian YCS?
Milan, I guess?
Yeah, it's very far, as we both know, you know. Very, very far. Maybe it was the Scottish independence people that put themselves in the other category.
I mean, getting down to England is hard enough, I suppose. Never mind all the way to Milan. So, shall we take a look at the
round 8
breakdowns?
Shall we have a look first?
Okay, yeah. So at the end of round 8, let's see how many people are left. A lot of Italians left at the Italian YCS. Weird.
Oh yes, look at that.
But
United Kingdom overtaken the Swiss.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're into? Okay, I was looking at the second.
You were looking at second. No, we were behind the Swiss, and then we've overtaken them.
The French have taken quite a bit of a showing here, overtaking the Germans. I've never seen more French people than Germans at all.
No, normally Germans dominate, but I think France have been doing a good job. They the European Championships, they had the most players, and they took first and second, which is pretty impressive.
A lot of people with houses at round 8.
Yes, they do. Okay. Shall we swing over to
the deck breakdown?
The deck breakdown.
Okay, so at the beginning of round 1, this is what we had.
It's incredibly varied. I'm looking at that other category, and it is
so
huge.
What's the mathematical term here? The standard deviation has not been too wide, I believe. Yes, is that correct?
What are you trying to say?
The spread, I believe, of decks. So like basically, they're very close to each other. There's not like 800 Orcust and like 3 Salmon Great.
Yeah. But we can have a swing to the final round and see what's going on there.
Quick look and see how that's added up. So it's sort of just a very similar proportion.
The
diversity is there.
The diversity is still there. The other category has shrunk in comparison to the other ones quite substantially. I think Sky Striker dropped down a few places in its popularity. Grand Marju has actually appeared. Maybe it's in part thanks to Iodice.
I hope they're playing Engage in Grand Marju.
Maybe.
Because there's just I haven't seen an Engage resolve yet, have we? Us two together?
Sure
no, we haven't seen an Engage.
I'm sure we will before the day is out.
So the players, I believe, are ready now, and we're going to take it over to the desk and see how this Grand Maju deck faces up against Budget Thunder. Is it Budget Thunder? We're going with Budget Thunder. I'm seeing the one Sephir, and I'm like, he pulled that from Sneak Peek. He put it in his sleeve, and he's like, I'm playing that at a YCS.
It's like, oh, I just happen to have these other 50. It's just like one of them. You just find it with whatever you've got lying around the house. If you happen to get your one, save it.
I mean, there was a guy last round playing my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh deck or something. It was
That's true.
A pile of cards.
I mean,
ask
it's fairly similar to this. It's quite
full name.
difficult to. So what's someone's full name?
Ask me Block Dragon's full name.
No.
Okay.
Right, what's Block Dragon's full name?
Block Dragon, ruler of rocks.
Oh, I see.
Solid rocks, brother. All right, let's take a look at this start with Signet Mining pitching a Thunderman, Thunder Dragon, getting a Thunder Dragon, and that gets Ash Blossomed, so he's not going to have access with the Draconet yet.
Well,
however, he's already hard drawn one.
I was thinking to myself, like, if
just
you're Giuseppe there, like, do you do it or do you hold it? Because he's got to expect a Draconet to be searched.
Exactly. So rather than letting him get, like, have the potential to already have it, and he's just trying to bait, you just let him commit the normal summon, because you only get one normal summon per turn most of the time. And
it's a bolder play. It's like, to be fair, Ollie's running a pile of cards, should we say. I think there's 49 we counted.
Perhaps Giuseppe asked him at the start, how many cards in your deck? 49? I was like, he's not going to draw it.
If you think, it's a risk, because obviously if you let them search the Draconet, they do just get their free monster at the expense of the normal summon. But now he's out of interruptions. The Signet Mining didn't really cost him very much.
This is
only discarded a Thunder Dragon. It's time.
He actually plays Beat Cop as his generic link too. Sometimes I see people play Lambda because it's a light, and that's relevant because the light can be necessary for like a Levianeer's secondary effect rather than the all dark one.
Yeah,
just a little like form of min-maxing there. Realistically,
the
it's
dark
like not
one
that.
It can be useful as well.
Yeah. All right, this is my favorite play here when like Ib gets linked off and then she floats into the baby.
Ib is crazy.
Dragon. Yeah, she's so good.
Like I remember testing what you could do with Ib last format. You could extra link your opponent with just Ib.
Yep.
You could set up
really good.
Like everything. I love this. You're just like, I'm just going to move this LP over here. You can get the link arrows in really weird places as well.
I remember back when like Fire Fist was a thing like years ago, and you would go to like summon Bear. You would just put like you just move the cards to your right and then put it in the middle. And now it's like columns are a thing again. And
I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah, Guard Dragon, however, lets you do it. So he brings out Brotar from the deck with the LP.
Perhaps to pick up
a
Levianeer.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you can now make, if you want, the Pisty to the right of LP,
and then you still have a zone.
And then you still have the zone the same zone, but it just looks really wrong.
It does.
You have the guard dragons being very antisocial and pointing away from each other.
Antisocial.
It is very. Look at them. Look at them. They've both got their backs to each other. Yeah.
So it does feel weird because you're activating the effect of a monster that's pointing to not where you're summoning it, and it's like, oh, okay, but
that's not how Link monsters should work, is it? But they do.
I do love this interaction when you're going like second versus Sky Striker, and you have your opponent's Shizuku giving you a zone, and then you can use that.
This deck, when you had a zone free, it was so easy to combo off. It was insane.
Oh yeah. So what is like the end goal here, turn 1? You're going to have some kind of like...
I have absolutely no idea. It's probably fairly
I think it's very similar to what we saw round 2, right? Like probably like some kind of an Appaloosa or Harbinger.
Appaloosa, Harbinger.
And of course...
etc.
Yeah, and friends. So I would assume some kind of Saryuya will be made at some point to draw.
But if we look at the
many
hand
cards,
of Giuseppe, like...
The what, sorry?
The hand. So, I mean, he's got Extravagance, and its effect... If there is a Hope Harbinger, then its effect will be negated. So he won't be able to follow up with Desires, I don't believe. But if it's shuffled back, he's got like 2 possibilities.
Does Harbinger negate
of drawing
effect or not the activation?
Harbinger negates effects, I believe.
Okay.
So, because it can also negate the effect of a spell on the field. So he's kind of happy enough here for one of his draw cards to be sent back, because then he'll still be able to resolve the other.
Yeah.
I don't know how you ever answer a large board when you're playing such a large quantity of traps, though, that are kind of answer things one at a time.
He actually sent back the Desires there, which is probably like, I mean, I think ideally you'd want like the Ash would be the ideal hit for him to hit.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate. Now this end board, I'm taking a guess here. I'm going to say he's probably going to go for like, oh, okay, curious. So we're going to get a Destrudo down, I would assume. Or maybe a Tempest.
He's got Dragon Ravine, so I don't think he needs to search any more dragons. No. But we will see. Maybe a Thunder card.
Maybe a Block Dragon.
I don't see a Block Dragon in his deck list. But yeah, maybe a Thunder. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, is that just for the like access when you banish the Roar with his White Dragon in hand, triggering the Roar from the banish?
That seems like a good idea to me, yeah, because then he can link it away. Oh no.
Mills Hawk. How many Hawks does he play? Let's see.
I was immediately about to look at the deck list. I think from the look on his face, he plays only the one Hawk, because he definitely, there was a little like...
Yeah, that,
you could see it.
Definitely one Hawk in the deck. Ooh, that's a bit of an oof. So I don't know how he's going to get access to his Thunder Dragon.
He already used Thunder Dragon.
Oh yeah, he did. He already fulfilled the discard condition.
So it's just like
actually fine.
-1, because otherwise you could just you would get the extra summon to your hand, but here you lose out on the Hawk search. I think that may have been his last Thunder monster.
Yeah, so it might give him like 1 less material to be able to like extend into something. But I feel like he's got enough. Like this is like a lot of boys on the field right now.
You shouldn't be complaining, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. And this White Dragon's going to float into the black one. Collapse Serpent, and then Collapse Serpent is like another free body on the field. He can, I guess, he's probably not going to banish the Thunderhawk because like there's nothing to mulligan, but let's take a look and see what he's got on the table so far. Romulus is the new card that Dragoonity got as some support, which hasn't really been utilized.
Used by Dragoonity.
Haven't quite seen any Gaydirg plays with the is that the level 6 synchro that
Gaydirg? Yeah. Oh, that was crazy what you could do with that. You could search the Zephyrus. Oh, so much fun.
I think it does actually help. I'm pretty sure like this actually does like do a lot with Dragoonity, but you know when you just have like a generic dragon card like Romulus is just gonna like benefit this one a little bit more.
So this is Appaloosa. Yeah.
Oh. My God.
Well, that's a very shiny one.
That is... Some money has just hit the table.
So it looks to me like the end board might be something like...
Polo with... oh, did he dump... does he have Diabolos?
Yeah, he put Diabolos in the grave for Ravine.
Okay.
So yeah, the end board being Diabolos, Colossus, and Hope Harbinger with...
Is he going to get the extra loop here with the Diabolos?
I'm feeling that... Oh, he runs... yeah, he definitely is. So he can either summon the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and tribute that. Or, I mean, he can end also with double Colossus. I don't know if that's necessary or even played by him.
He doesn't know what his opponent is playing at this point.
He doesn't run more than one of anything in his extra deck, so he won't...
Double Colossus seems pretty reasonable with the amount of engages running around.
Yeah, he only runs one, so
until
he won't end with double.
Until he like reveals like Bigfoot and he's going to be like, that's not engage. Does draw a card though, so there are parallels there.
He doesn't run Bigfoot. He doesn't run Bigfoot.
Oh, really?
Don't know what sort of deck you think we're featuring here.
I didn't even notice that.
I mean, look at it.
Oh, it's literally just Grand Maju Control. Every time I see a Grand Maju deck, I just assume it's playing like Dangers. I felt like that was the thing.
But no.
Okay, but no, all right, okay. We're just trying to stop our opponent playing with some trap cards and normal summoning a 400 multiplied by the banished cards that I have currently available to me.
I feel like if you're Giuseppe, you should just, like, just concede.
Do you think so?
Oh, definitely.
What's he got for his top deck?
Because activating Pot of Extravagance just shows your opponent a lot about what you're playing.
There's
right?
a lot of like random decks that play like Extravagance.
There are. But
like
it tells you that you're not playing Sky Striker, you're not playing Orcust, you're not playing Salamangreat. It's never going to resolve, and you can't use either of the other cards in your hand. And he just did he just concede? No, but like, I mean, what's he going to do? Set compulsory evacuation device. Like, good luck. Good luck, your noble compulsory evacuation device. You can't activate Pot of Duality because of the Colossus. And if he does it too quickly, then he might reveal some cards from his deck before someone points out that he can't use it. And that would be even worse.
I love that you're just assuming he's going to attempt to like reveal.
Well, he was just holding a card like that, and I was like, is he going to do it? No, okay. But I mean, what's going on? You're just showing your opponent things about your deck. How can you possibly think you can win this game? It's very.
I think that, like, you know, with a misstep of sorts on the attack declaration, it's hard to see where he comes back from here.
Yeah.
Bigfoot being immediately. What's
that's safe foot right there. The one safe foot.
Okay.
You can banish it to add back your Levianeer or any level 8 or higher dragon. So
both
of the sets
destroy
will be
both cards on the field, and then he's going to be forced to immediately chain that compulse that he has in response to the activation, because it does not target, and when it doesn't target, you gotta respond there and then.
Yep. I mean, it would only be targeting. It's only threatening the 2 sets anyway, but yeah.
I know, I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, it's a very powerful effect.
Yeah,
non-targeting.
Non-targeting in Yu-Gi-Oh is like, that's what, when you have a boss monster or something that has that kind of effect, you know, some kind of like Xyz monster, rank 8, I don't know if you know any, that's when you know you're playing a good deck, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Levianeer is crazy good. 3 different effects that are useful in different points in the game.
Savage Strike, was it, earlier this year?
I have no idea.
I think it was Savage Strike.
I believe you. I'm not very good at identifying which sets cards came out in, I must say.
You're one of the guys who like follow the acronyms more so, yeah.
I don't know what the acronym is for Savage Strike.
SAST.
I just know what the cards do.
Oh, okay.
That's my job.
Well, he's declaring the chain links here with Levianeer, and generally you're going to go with chain link 1 on Levianeer, masking it with the Thunder Dragon cards, and Compulse being used in chain with the Harbinger as a target, banishing the remaining
destroyed, so he's not got game on the table. But
he is adding Roar back, and Roar can be discarded to add back Hawk, and Hawk can drop to bring back a guy to make another Colossus. Well, does he play 2 Colossus? I don't really think he played 2 Colossus.
No, he doesn't play 2 Colossus.
Okay. I assume no Thunder Dragon Duo. Oh, he does play a Thunder Dragon Duo.
Yeah, he searched it last turn if you were watching.
If you were watching. Okay, thanks, Tom. Yep, okay, well, that's a big beat stick. That's probably going to send him into that 8k threshold.
Not quite, because the Appaloosa is on 2/4, and the Levianeer can't attack, so he's searching through his graveyard to see if anything summons itself.
There is a Colossus on the field?
Huh?
You put the Colossus to attack?
Yeah, so it'd be 2/4 plus 2/6 plus 2/8, which is 78.
Is that not 8K?
Now game, yeah. Well, after the extra summon, it is now game.
All right, well, that was pretty convincing. I'm not sure anyone can deny the raw power of Thunder Dragon when it gets going.
Ollie, in that situation, and you activate the mining, and you've got the second Draconite in hand, and they ash it, you're just like, yes.
Yeah, I think that would have been a huge difference if he had saved that ash for the initial normal summon.
Yeah, it's very difficult to, like, I think personally I probably would have done that, but...
You would have ashed mining?
No, I would have ashed the summon. But it's hard to say, because there is always the situation where if your opponent, you let your opponent search an extra card. So the disadvantage is you're giving your opponent like the extra monster on the field, and then if they somehow use that to combo off, then you would feel very bad the other way.
Yep.
So it's... I mean, I would err on the side of waiting for the normal summon, just in case they had that follow-up like Ollie did.
Let's take a look at the side decks here and see what each player might be considering. Now, first question I would ask is Grand Magic going to go first or second based on, I guess, his main deck lineup?
Humongous number of trap cards.
Yeah, he's probably going to go first, and I guess he's siding 3 copies of Nibiru. Seem reasonable to bring in, maybe. This is the third Ash.
Yeah, his side deck does not look that. I think his sort of going first plan is probably just his main deck.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really too much you want to take out here. I mean, is there anything that's particularly dire in this situation? I think you kind of just want all of these purple cards that stop your opponent from functioning.
I think Phantasme is arguably the weakest card in your deck going first.
Yeah, you think so?
Well, because it doesn't offer you any interruptions, right?
Yeah, or the Ib.
So the only card he can draw is his Ash Blossom, which is not that helpful.
3 Phantasme out for 3 Nibiru seems fairly reasonable.
Fairy Tale Luna might prove to be something. Like it's not a bad interruption.
I really want him to use it on Sephard.
I mean, that would be. I mean, you could use it on Collapse Serpent.
Well, at least that way you know.
That way you know there's only one, unless there's something very suspicious going on.
What's Sven's list looking like for going second? He's got a lot for going second. Reboot, Twin, Pank.
He does. So that's the thing. Like, if you're Ollie, I'm thinking you're on Altergeist at this point.
Some kind of back row deck. It's Extravagance basically translates.
You've seen Extravagance, Duality, and Compulsory.
Yeah, I think the Duality reveal kind of seals it. You know, it's like, what is this? Like a Draco deck that's completely bricked or something?
My money you'd be
Geist seems most reasonable. Yeah.
Geist or maybe Draco, you're right, but some sort of back row deck.
But it covers the same bases, you know, to Prank, Twin, Reboot.
Twin, yeah. I think it's hard to tell from his deck list how many reboots are in the deck. How do you interpret that?
That number there?
Is that a 1?
That looks like 112 copies to me.
112?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just based on his handwriting, though.
I think we should be definitely very rude to Ollie about his handwriting. I mean, the judges have got to read this and figure out how many he means.
I think it's 1.
I think it's a 1. I think there's a 2 crossed out and then there's a 1.
1 reboot. I guess that
he changed his mind. It was 2 twin 2 reboot, and now it's 3 twin 1 reboot.
I love random one-off cards in the side deck, but I'm sure it fits his pattern. He's probably thinking to himself, I want 7 cards going second, 3 twin, 3 Pank.
I feel a bit dubious siding Pank against trap decks, because what if they just don't have a monster?
Inspector Border, I think, is the huge issue with a lot of trap decks. So.
I'm a bit surprised if you're going to play Fairy Tale Luna, which is like a normal summon interrupt, why it wouldn't be Inspector Border.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Luna, the Inspector Border doesn't have the diversity of being able to.
Luna is slightly more hilarious. It's definitely going to take people by surprise.
Humor 100.
And okay, so is he going first? Oh wow, he's let Ollie go first.
Oh, he's deciding to go, but he's got double Nibiru.
He's got the very big Nibiru.
That's all right. Let's count the summons very slowly. That's 2. Okay, I start to lose track at this point. Can you help me out?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, did you see there was a feature match where somebody was actively counting the summons in order to off-put their opponent? This was at YCS again. It was very entertaining.
Dubious.
Everyone was. Well, I don't think he had it. He didn't have the Nibiru. He was just doing it to bluff it. It's interesting. It's mind games, because if someone starts doing that and then you go into it and then they Nibiru you just feel like a right plonker. You're just like, he was counting the summons in front of me and then he played Nibiru.
Oh dear. Or you just put just to flex, you just put a big dice in the middle of the table.
1, 2, 3. I mean, I think he's going to go over 5.
This is 4 now. Now, the good question here I want to ask is, do you think there's an optimal point to Nibiru versus this deck?
I'm going to believe that there is an optimal point. If you're going to tell me when is it, then that's where
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think it is? Probably maybe when he
I feel like now is as good as any.
How many is this 4 currently?
This is
now number 5.
Yeah.
So if you Nibiru here, you're able to extend with a banish of the discard.
It has to point to a link arrow.
Oh,
so
does that one have to point to an arrow?
Have any link arrows?
Okay, all right.
So what you could do is let your opponent make LP and use the effect of. In fact, you can let them use the effect of LP. Not that it really matters.
You maybe don't want to let them get access to a Destrudo or something.
No, if they activate LP, you can chain Nibiru.
Oh, and then it resolves because it doesn't point to anything.
It doesn't point to anything.
That
There's
makes
nothing
sense.
you can summon.
Okay. That seems to be reasonable.
So you might. I don't see any issue with your opponent having LP in the grave. I feel like there's going to be enough stuff for them in the grave. At this point, you could let them use the effect of World Chalice Guard Dragon to use the move as well.
Move.
The move. What would you call it? The move. The shift.
The shift. Yeah, I was just
the replacement.
I was double checking the text.
You didn't believe me.
No,
you just thought it's
making sure.
The monster
I just wanted to know the PSCT was in check with your theory. All right, there we go. Move man, and here is he.
So you can chain Nibiru. I don't think he's going to, but
you
can.
Did you say?
You can.
You
can chain.
Okay.
Nibiru is just a quick effect. It doesn't have to be done on a summon, so it's quite powerful.
He's activating it now.
So he has got to be careful, though. I mean, at the moment, Ollie can't just make Appaloosa.
Oh, he's summoning Brotar from his hand. Oh, he's letting him continue. This is really dangerous if he just, like, you know, resolves the... I mean, I feel like the latest point that you can really risk it is, like, on the resolution.
To a Legionnaire? No, the latest point I would say you can risk it is when your opponent can make Appaloosa in front of you. And
right, exactly. So right here, when he resolves a Brotor, I think like that's when he has to like use the Nibiru, because this like that's an Appaloosa right there if he needs to.
Because you can't link into a non-dragon with LP on the field.
Appaloosa, Dragon Ruler. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, you're right. Maybe the Prismatic Rare version he has allows you to.
Is it the Prismatic Rare dragon?
Yeah, okay, so...
I don't even know what type Appaloosa is. I'm just guessing it's not a dragon, it's a fairy.
Wind Fairy.
A Wind Fairy.
Yeah.
Maybe you can play it in Wind Witches.
Oh, there we go. There it is, landing on the field. And here you go, sir. Please take one big token. You think there's an optimal position where you put the token? He's thinking about it. Look at it. Look at it. He's like actually not sure where I put it. There we go, right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Okay, there you go.
I'm a bit surprised. I don't know why you would wait for the Brotor and then use an Nibiru.
Yeah, because you're basically just letting him have a card at that point, right?
It worked out because the Brotor was in his hands. But I would be. That seems like a strange place to stop them to me. I would either stop the LP resolving entirely, or I would let them continue a little further.
So Legionnaire comes down near here, and I think that let's take a look at this graveyard and see what attributes he's got available to him.
It's big. And it'll let him discard the Dark, which is pretty big as well.
Okay, looks like he's going for 3 Darks here. Roar being able to trigger and search.
Oh, is it a Roar?
Yeah, there was a Roar there, which was discarded off the Brotor.
Aha, it just said Dark on the app.
Oh, did it? It was definitely a Thunder Dragon card, at least. All right, rips a card out the hand with the effect of Legionnaire, and... Yeah, this is like, see, the thing with Nibiru versus this deck is like sometimes it doesn't actually achieve that much.
Well, yeah, I mean, he'd already summoned the Brotor, so what he was doing, like, with those monsters was just, they were just free link fodder, essentially.
But, like, sometimes even, like, optimally when you use the Nibiru, sometimes it doesn't actually do as much depending on how good your hand is.
Yeah, it does seem really funny, that, doesn't it? Like, tributing your opponent's entire field, it's pretty weak as an interruption.
And they keep going somehow. So there's a Dark being brought onto the field from the Hawk, and he's probably just going to... maybe could go for a Destrudo play. Yeah, okay, that's what he's going to do. He's going to target the Dark there. I mean, he could go for a Saryuya.
Has he kept the Mare in?
I would say so. He sided in Reboot, which means he's anticipating going second, so he's probably going to keep in the Yazzie package.
That's crazy.
Oh, he's actually doing it. He's actually doing it.
You're not supposed to be able to do this on your first turn, but he is.
Yazzie resolving first turn. Wasn't there a combo somewhere, at some point? I feel like
I feel like you were responsible. With like Ibli or Summon Sorceress, you give your opponent a card.
Give your opponent a card and then like resolve. Yeah.
At some point though, I don't know what you do with the tokens. Oh, he's got red reboot for next turn as well. This is crazy.
What do you think he goes from here? Like a Saryuya? Try and build something.
He does run Link Karibo.
Yeah, he plays all the necessary stuff that you would for the combo. So the standard combo is token plus a token into Link Karibo, token plus Link Karibo into Nightmare, and then tributing the third token up to thrice per turn. By the way, thrice per turn, Mare, or Mari Mari. I think. Which one do you prefer? Shout out to Dro McHale. He likes to say Mari Mari.
I think that's entirely wrong. Why would you say Mari Mari when it's just M-A-R-E?
I'm sure there's some kind of lore reason behind it. Okay. All right, there's the Link Karibo, and then like I guess like this is probably where.
Yeah, I like the discussion when Ollie put the token face down, and the other goes, "Oh, you can't put the token face down. That's confusing." And he was, "Oh, well, look, it's a different token to my other token." So I think that was what was going on. There was like, I want to make sure these tokens are different.
Now bear in mind he's got Judge tokens here.
And so there's only one reason why you make sure the tokens are different.
Why is that?
So if you have 4 differently named monsters.
Okay, right.
I mean, there are probably other reasons, but that's a good reason.
There we go. Saryuya resolving, draw 4. Do you think he keeps the reboot? I mean, obviously he's not going to reboot anything here, but maybe...
I would definitely happily keep the reboot.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just set up for your OTK on the turn 3.
He saw traps in his opponent's deck last game.
Puts back Goldsar.
Like, compulsory is rarely the only trap in your deck. You've got to be running other traps if you're running compulsory.
I feel like you just put back the Draconet here, right? That seems like a no-brainer. Oh, he puts back the reboot actually on the Goldsar. It looks like. Oh, he's thinking. He's really thinking about this one.
Yeah, we have the extra caster vision of the cards in his hand. So there's definitely the reboot caps and Thunder Dragon Roar.
Yep. Do you set it, or do you think you just hold it?
The reboot, I see absolutely no reason to set it.
Isn't it? Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, you get to save half your life points.
Yeah.
Sounds funny. That's no reason, half your life points. But I don't see the point. Like, it seems more risk than reward.
4,000 whole life points.
Oh, it's only 2,000. He's already paid 4K.
The what's his name? The guard dragon that he had in the grave of fields oh so long ago from the previous turn, being able to trigger now because he's created a link zone for it. Pisty able to bring him back, and this is so impressive. Like this board that he's built through Nibiru, this is crazy.
Yeah, I think the Mare really is what does it. It's just you don't really think of that, but then you're like, okay.
I want to be Nibiru. How am I going to resolve my Yazi otherwise?
He's still going to search the ravine. I don't know what he's going to do after searching the ravine. Oh, God, he's going to be able to... I think he's going to get rid of another card if he's willing to discard the red reboot. I'm not sure I'd be willing to discard the red reboot for ravine.
Yeah, I feel like Colossus isn't really going to do much against the deck that's running things like Extravagance. I mean, I guess it stops duality, but I don't know. Ooh, I just... we've been so fixated on his combo that I just noticed that...
there is Super Poly, yeah.
There is a Super Poly there, so depending on what he chooses to end with, maybe that'll be live and be able to help him out a little bit, but see just exactly where he goes.
And it looks like he's got a lot of different targets.
Yeah, let's actually take a look. So 2 Violet Chimera, just in case he banishes one of the Extravagance. 3 Starving Venom.
He really wants the Starving Venom.
Mud Dragon, I feel like, might be the most relevant one, depending on how he ends his board.
Convinced?
But there's also Dragon.
I feel like I'm going with Starving Venom, yeah.
I just want to see Mud Dragon.
It might make it. Like, there may very well be 3 dogs. What? Yeah, I don't know what Ollie's plan is. Has he got a master plan of some sort?
Yeah, just have fun. Like he's
have fun.
He's just flipping cards, like activating effects and just summoning things. All right, link 3.
Okay. No, the thing is a link 2. What's his name?
Okay, there you go.
Appaloosa.
There's the special edition Appaloosa and a 38. All right.
So 38 is light. So there's no. Is there a way you can super poly? I don't agree with saying the reboot, but I don't think it's that important.
Light, wind, earth. I don't think there's
nothing in his extra deck.
Nothing
right?
in his extra deck. I'm trying to think if there's any like existential combination that outs this through a super poly. Yeah, super poly is just not a great card against this deck. You know, like there's just so many ways that you dodge it with the different boards you end up with. By the way, can we just remember this is a Nibiru that was dropped? There was a Nibiru at some point.
I mean, Nibiru actually helped him in his combo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you just kept the Nibiru,
he just had the advantage of the Nibiru. You know, it wasn't a disadvantage.
It literally let him resolve the Yazi. So. All right, so Compulse is picked up, Solemn Strike. I mean...
I think maybe if he'd used the Nibiru, like to stop him using LP to summon Proto, he wouldn't be able to discard his Thunder Monster. It may have been a different board. Yeah, but it's hard to tell because a lot happened afterwards.
It was a pretty critical point where just the activation of LP seems like the most optimal. But we do have Compulse Strike, so it's not gonna like... I mean...
There is Red Reboot though.
Like, yeah, it's... is that game on board?
Yes.
Is that over 8,000? I can't maths. I'm really bad at numbers.
They both gain 300, so Appaloosa is 27. Hope Harbinger is 33. So yes.
Okay.
That's 88 damage.
All right, well, it's Strike... some kind, like if he chooses to link these monsters, it's like the only way I can really see this like being beneficial at this point. He compulses.
But he has a spell negate and a trap negate, so what can stop you when you just attack? A battle fader? I mean.
Unless he tries to like overcommit to the board somehow in Nibiru, and even then you have like Appaloosa. It's really hard to see like how there's a way out here. Is that another Drake Connect he drew for turn? Oh, he's still going? Okay.
I mean, maybe he's thinking
really
if
risky.
he has to negate something with Appaloosa, then he might not have enough damage, but he does anyway. So
okay, would you maybe play around Torrential?
You have Red Reboot. You're playing around Torrential plus Solemn Judgment.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, you never know. You never know. It's a trap deck, right?
I feel like you're more likely to want to negate something with Appaloosa. But he's got one spell, one trap, one monster, so yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, the wall might be on the writing here.
It might be.
You didn't catch that, did you?
I did.
Okay, good. He's counting up the numbers
he's
here.
He's going to try. I mean, he doesn't know the red reboot's there, so he's going to try the compulsory and see if it works.
He's motioning there for him to just hold up 1 second before he flips the purple card, and then he's going to see the chained reboot and be like, oh no.
Maybe that's what he'll say.
Targeting Appaloosa, responding with the immediate flip of the red reboot. He went to pick up his notepad to pay the life points, but it didn't matter because he said it.
He's like, yep.
Setting another card from his deck. Well, at least next turn he gets another trap.
Gets another trap.
If he decides to not attack with 38, which, you know, an act of mercy might be in question here.
It might be. I don't think you go for
Double
any mercy when you activate Red Reboot. Red Reboot is not a card in which you give your opponent mercy.
Yep.
It is a card made for OTKing your opponent.
Checking that back row to see if anything's relevant. He's gazing over at the attributes right now. I can see he's looking at the icons to see, is there a super poly target here? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Well, that was a very impressive display of Thunder Dragon cards, at least.
Or what did we call it? Budget Thunder?
Budget Thunder. Budget Thunder. There you go.
We're only calling it Budget Thunder because of the one safer. But I don't know if you need. It's not the best starter when you compare it to Draconet.
Well, the thing is, it's like he put all the money towards the Prismatic Appaloosa, and then it was like, I don't have any more.
I don't think you run out of budget when there's a Prismatic Rare Appaloosa. Yeah.
All right. So, I mean.
We didn't really get to see the Gren Marju deck in action.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tempting to be like, okay, I mean, look how badly he just got beaten. But this guy is 5-1. Sorry, not 5-1. He was 7-1 going into this round. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's done well to get
still fully in contention for getting into the top card.
Still, it's interesting because it's like a different take on Grand Maju. I feel like generally we've seen the combo version, people playing like
the go second,
the blind second, the dangers, the trade-ins, even the Cinderella package. Yeah, Golden Castle of Stromberg. We've seen that be pretty popular with Hextrid. Oh no, YCS. Did you not see that?
Was that the one that won?
Yeah,
I think it was
or second place.
Yeah, I think that was the one that came fourth.
I mean,
I don't think Golden Castle of Stromberg has yet won a YCS, but maybe you can change that one day.
I feel like, all right, I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely a finalist. Anyway, it's an American YCS, so I mean,
maybe anything can happen.
All right, so we're just going to take it over to Matt, who's going to interview the winner of this match.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the winner of that round. Man, how do you feel about that?
Very good. I finally won a feature match. I was like 0-5 before that. So, yeah.
You got something you can post on your Instagram now, like actually won a feature match. That must be feeling pretty great.
Yeah, sure.
So, you got any plans for tonight now that you've won? You've kind of go out and party, have a great time?
We're going to eat something nice and then just focus on tomorrow.
That's the best way to be. That is this mindset of a winner. So, do you have any thoughts or anything you'd like to share about that match?
Dragonet and Yazi are really, really good cards.
I think I agree with you. Guys, that is going to be the end of day one for YCS Milan 2019. We're going to be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central European time. That's going to be about 11 hours from now. So make sure you tune in. We're looking forward to it. We're going to have the best of the best remaining. Let's see what we can do. Take care, guys.